Hey guys, Alfredo from Alfredo's Auto Glass. I'm going to show you two techniques right now. Number one, how to use the power tow line on this type of windshield that is very close to the edge of the body of the vehicle. And number two, how to set the glass by yourself. This is a really small windshield, so if you don't want to have to set up any tools, this could be very useful. So let me start by removing the windshield wipers and the cowling. Oh, by the way, this one's missing the clips, so I'm gonna have to put new clips on there. It has a 14 millimeter nut right here. It has these little tabs to remove the cowling, so I try to push it sometimes from the top, sometimes from the bottom. As long as you push it, it would allow you to get the cowling off. You don't want to force it because you'll break the little tabs, and then the cowling could be rattling. So these are the ones that I'm pushing. So I go like this, it comes out. Okay, on this one, I don't have to use lubrication. It's a really easy cut out. I'm just doing this so I can show you how to stop and then continue, how to make the turn over here. It's going to be very important. It's about to get a little bit loud. So control the blade, make sure that you're not very close. So grab it and pull yourself from somewhere. I always have my one hand here, right next to the switch. Right here at the end, I like to turn it off and then make the turn with my hand like that. If you want to, you can leave it in the middle and you just lean it like this. Make sure that you're not touching the top of the vehicle. I forgot something very important to tell you. And I've been meaning to tell you. You gotta wear anti-vibration gloves. I have to recommend it to you. It's never too late. So when you're dealing with tools that vibrate, it is recommended for you to use your anti-vibration gloves. So put mine on. Set up the example. Once again, I turn off right here because you don't want it to hit the body of the vehicle. See, I cut most of it. Not everything yet, I think, on this side. It still has a little bit left. Let me see. It looks like right here I have a little bit left. So I'm going to use the 1 inch. Now for the bottom, I'm going to use the ambush. As you can see, there is the dash cover already. I will sell these dash covers too. I customize it so that it goes down below. On some vehicles, when you're trying to use the ambush, very close to the dash, and you could potentially scratch the dash. Alright, so I like to remove this at this time. Sometimes there's dirt in it, so give it a little vacuum. See, this one has a lot of dirt behind that urethane on top, so it would be best to clean it before you trim down the urethane. What I like about the cold knife, the power cold knife, is that it's very easy to cut. Even on top cutouts, you just hold the blade. It's not like so much pulling anymore. So as I was saying, I'm going to clean that pinch weld that is dirty before I trim down my urethane. That way I get most of the dirt out before I trim down. Right now I'm not extremely worried about the length because I'm going to blow everything off, so this type of jobs they're so fun to do. It's an easy one to replace. So this is where you have fun as an auto glass technician doing this type of windows. This is where it's not about speed, but on these ones you could do this pretty fast. It doesn't take long to do these windshields. This is a Corolla. The newer body styles, the 15, 16, 17, they're not much difference in this body style. So now I'm going to trim down the urethane. Sometimes I like to take these little tabs before. This one I like to just bend it down a little bit. If this one's on your way, just get it out of your way. Your goal should always be not to scratch the vehicle. Your goal should always be to remove the urethane without creating not one scratch. When your blade's very sharp, it really helps. I'll make a video on my tips how to sharpen the blade. So you can see on this side a very fine line of urethane. Very fine line of urethane, barely touched on the top right there. So I'm going to clean it and apply my primer. I didn't even make things got not one scratch. Right now I'm not trying not to touch the urethane. As you can see, I'm going. My finger's the one who's guiding where to go, because you don't want to contaminate the bonding surface. So I could just leave it like that on the top, but if you could say that you left the window safer, that's always a plus, right? Because now you're gonna have a bigger footprint. If I put the primer, bigger footprint of where the glue is gonna bond to the body of the vehicle. I'm gonna go get my primer really fast. No, it's just here on this side. You can see the very fine line. It's like they didn't push the windshield all the way down. See, even right here, see how fine that little line is? So I'm adding, it should be more like that side, much thicker. Now I'll just guide this where the clip holes go and push it back up. By the way, I already primered the glass. It's already primered. And the suction cups, I like to put them you want to have your arms at midpoint. Very important. So right now they're at midpoint, and I'm clocking my 2 minutes for the primer to here to flash so that I could apply the glue. It's recommended to start on the passenger side, because that's where the first urethane that comes out is going to be the first one to dry. So that's what you want. You want to start on the passenger side. Usually if you have the true primer, you want to go on the other side. You want to put this side first with the primer, and then the other side. For the same reason, the primer will be ready faster on this side. So it's important to do that. So I'm almost ready for my 2 minutes. Just waiting on it. It's important, guys, to give the time correctly of the glue, the primer, all the materials. It's important to give the correct time. All right, so I'm gonna go right ahead. Got about 5 seconds left. We're using a Dow Express urethane, 1 hour safe driver wait time. to clean the tip of the glue gun of the nozzle, like if it's a new nozzle. That way I'm able to go right on top of it. Paddling is another important thing you gotta do. That way you make your bead of urethane one. Alright, so the way I like to set this windshield in with my suction cups, I like to go here on the door jamb. Try not to slam the door with the glass when you're carrying the glass and hit the door too much. Try to put the less weight minimum. So this is how I set my cups. And yes, this is primer. I did that at the beginning to save some time. So I could use my elbow and I could use my other hand so I don't put a lot of weight on my back. I aim for the passenger side corner. I aim for that corner. If you see that, it's nicely aligned on both sides. When you apply your urethane correctly, your glass won't even slide because of the V-shaped bead. So it compresses to a square, and your footprint on the body of the vehicle has a really good grab. So that would hold your windshield from sliding because it works like a pyramid. Now I just complete my decking. Center my windshield. If I need to make any adjustments, this will be the perfect time. And that's it. Setting is complete. Decking is complete as well. VIN numbers align. So everything's complete. So now I'm able to put everything back on. There's always one, if they split in the middle, there's always one that goes first than the other. Sometimes it makes it easier. On these cowlings, there's like something in the center, like a pin guide, tells you where the center is. So you can follow that. That way you know your cowling is nicely aligned. So carefully push those clips in. And I recommend you checking out my new YouTube video, YouTube channel, Alfredo's Auto Glass. educational videos and tips, I got these clips. You see all those cases over there? Well, on my videos, I'll show you in detail what those clips that you need. So, and the sizes. That's something you'll get on my new channel, as long as with many other tips on many different things. And that's it. I'll just push this thing back on there and very near, and pretty much the job is complete. So just quick reminder about the power pole knife. Make sure that you stop at the corners. Make sure you notice that the bottom right next to the fender, that you're not too close to the fender where you're turning on the tool. And when you're coming down on the other side, on the passenger side, be careful too that you don't scratch the fender. It's very important. Other than that, that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. I hope you learned something today. God bless. Thank you for watching.